In the end, buying a home, it is a big thing and it's a big step. I know for me, it was one of the biggest things that I've ever done in my life, and it was scary at first. Hey guys, what is going on? It's Jonathan Magda, your go-to guide for all things real estate here in the heart of Arizona. Today, I have a very special video, and it hits home to me because when I first bought my very first home, it was very scary and quite overwhelming, especially because I didn't have anybody and I didn't know where to start. So to me, it was too much to take in at the time, and I wish I would have had a bit more guidance, but I ended up finding the right people eventually, and I learned the process. And I also, throughout that, I helped many others purchase their first home. It's a process that's very emotional, and things could go sideways sometimes, and we just got to know how to handle it. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. I've outlined 7 steps to make it simplified and easy for you to understand. And if at the end of this video you have any more questions or you need more guidance, you can feel free to reach out to me directly. I'll put all my contact information down in the box below. Step 1 is finding a realtor. Now, for me personally, I didn't have anybody and I didn't know where to start. So by speaking to a realtor, finding somebody who I can relate to, somebody who I can trust, somebody who had experience, those were a few different keys that I looked for in this person. And in doing that, this realtor led me to a lender, and that led me into different gates on different lending options and whatnot. So step 1 is very important. Make sure that you're very selective with who you choose to be representing you. Your realtor is going to be there for you throughout the entire process from start to finish. And if you're not happy with who you selected, or if you know that they're maybe not a hard worker, or they probably don't have your best interest at heart, then I very strongly suggest that you do your due diligence before you select a realtor who's going to work with you, and somebody who's going to make sure that they can get you the best deal possible while keeping your best interest at heart. Step 2, finding a lender. Now, step 2 is one of the biggest and most important steps in the process, because your lender is going to be the ones guiding you throughout the entire process. Everything from, making your first offer, getting pre-approved, to the end, the closing day, making sure that all of the funds and everything is there so that when that day comes, everything is executed and you don't have to worry about anything or have any big issues arise. So when it comes to selecting a lender, usually your realtor will have some trusted contacts for you, and you can start from there. And once you start speaking with a lender, they can kind of start guiding you based off of your finances, your debts, your income, and they'll be able to pre-qualify you without pulling your credit, without doing an application, and they'll kind of give you an estimate of where you're at based off of what information you've given them. So in doing this, you'll have a better roadmap, and sometimes you might have to wait 6 months, a year, because you're not in the best spotlight possible to even purchase a home to begin with. So by speaking with a lender at first, it's free, doesn't cost anything, and they're not pulling your credit, they're not doing anything like that. They're just gonna give you a roundabout estimate, and if it makes sense to you guys, then hey, now it's time to move into the process of getting pre-approved. And when you get pre-approved, you essentially will do a credit application. You'll do a application for income verification, things like that. Once you're pre-approved, you're gonna have the terms, you're gonna have everything. It's not gonna be an estimate. It's gonna show you the exact terms and conditions, the rate, how much money you're gonna need down. Everything's gonna be in your pre-approval. And from there, you can move on to step 3, which I'd really recommend, and that's to shop around, shop rates. Once you're pre-approved, you have about 30 to 45 days to shop around without getting another credit hit. So that first one will hit your credit, but anything else after that, as long as it's within the 30 to 45 day window, you won't be hit again on your credit. And this will give you the opportunity to shop around, see if you can get better, save a couple points on interest. Even if it's like 1/10 of a percent, it makes a big difference. So That's what I really recommend, shopping around, seeing if your current lender is a broker. If they're able to shop around, check other rates, because most of the time they use preferred lenders and they do have the ability to check around if they're a broker. So don't skip step 3. It's very important to shop around and get the best rates possible so that you can save the most money on your monthly mortgage and long-term on your overall mortgage. Once you're pre-approved, we're gonna head to step 4, which is the funnest part, and that's beginning the home search. Now, don't get me wrong, maybe before you got pre-approved and whatnot, you looked at houses, maybe you have a little wish list, maybe you have an idea of what you can afford already, and that's completely fine. I really encourage you to start looking. If you're gonna be buying a home even in 6 months, it's okay to start looking to get a feel for the market and what's out there. There's nothing wrong with that. But step 4, the home search finally begins. This is when you're gonna sit down with your realtor, have a meeting, and you're gonna just basically go over your wants, your needs, the location. Is it important to have schools around? Is it important to you to have a family-friendly neighborhood with parks and whatnot? The feel for the home, is it gonna have a pool? How big you want the home? Do you want it to be updated? Do you want a fixer-upper? There's so many different things that people want, and everybody's different. So it's very important to sit down with your realtor and to get the search criteria as refined as possible, so that you're not just seeing everything and anything. You want things that are tailored to your needs, so that when you go look at these homes, you're not wasting time. And when you see something that you like, you're ready to pull the trigger on it. So once the search is finally set up, once you guys have talked about exactly what you're looking for, your realtor will start to send you listings daily, weekly, whether they're active, coming soon. And also on top of that, you can feel free to look on Zillow, other sites like Redfin and whatnot. Maybe drive around. You could look for, for sale by owners. It doesn't matter, but as long as you are looking within that criteria and you're not wasting time, you're not wasting your own time, you're not wasting anybody else's time. And then once you compile a list of maybe a few that you want to go look at, your realtor will take you on a tour to show you the houses. You could spend several minutes there. Some people go back a couple times to, really feel a few homes out, and that's totally fine. Once you've toured a few homes and you found the one that you really want to go ahead and make an offer on, it's time to make that offer and the goal to get it accepted. Now, your realtor is going to help you with making and crafting the offer based off of what your current situation is. Meanwhile, your realtor should be doing their due diligence before you make an offer to put you in the best position possible. And that includes doing their own due diligence, finding comps, calling the realtor to see if there's any offers on the home currently, how motivated are the sellers, what's the situation, get a better feel, so that way when we approach making an offer, we're going to put you in the best spotlight possible. So it's very important that when you do make an offer, you don't just throw anything and everything out there. You want to speak with your realtor to figure out what the situation is, how motivated the sellers are, what do they think the actual value of the home, what do they think it'll appraise at, because at the end of the day, that's one of the biggest things coming up in the process. So once you put in an offer and it gets accepted, you're going to be heading into the phase where it all starts to get real. That's when you're officially under contract. Once you're under contract, you're gonna have a 10-day inspection period. During these 10 days is your time to do your due diligence, to call an inspector out, to make sure that they inspect everything. They're gonna go through and they're gonna give you a full list of everything, good and bad. And you're gonna sit down and you're gonna really just look through everything, make sure if there's things that you're unsure about, or if there's things that you need to call a professional or contractor to come out to just double check. From there, you're gonna wrap up the inspection, and either you're gonna just approve as is, you're gonna accept how it is, or you're gonna ask the seller to give some repair credit, or you're gonna ask the seller to fix something before you move forward with the process. And then from there, once the inspection period is closed and everything is set in stone, from there, you're gonna move to the appraisal process, and that's when you're gonna call out the appraiser to come out. They're gonna do their appraisal, and sometimes it could take a few days, sometimes it could take up to 2 weeks. They're gonna appraise the home, and that's gonna be the value of what it actually is worth. So in this case, if you purchased a home and the appraisal comes under, usually the seller is gonna have to come down. It could be anything in between. It just depends on the situation and the circumstances. Once the appraisal is finished and you guys have both agreed to move forward with the process, at this time, it's just a waiting game. You're just waiting for the lenders to wrap everything up. They might ask you for more information, but at this point, it's basically just paperwork, and you're just waiting to close on the house. And lastly, closing day. One of the best days, one of the best feelings is when you finally get to close on a home. Because I know for me, buying my first home, there was nothing like it. And the feeling of accomplishment and the feeling of going through this process that seemed impossible at the time, it was almost like a weight was lifted off the shoulder and it was finally completed. And at the end of the day, purchasing a home, it is a big process and it can be intimidating, but that's why we're here. As realtors, we're here to guide you. We're here to make sure that we protect your best interests and that we get you the best deal possible with all things considered. I hope that this helped you to understand the home buying process a bit better, and I hope that it made it feel a little bit more easygoing. And in the end, buying a home, it is a big thing and it's a big step. I know for me, it was one of the biggest things that I've ever done in my life, and it was scary at first, but when I got through it, it wasn't as scary as I made it to be. So there is a lot of steps involved. There are a lot of things that can go sideways, but that's why you hire a realtor who's going to be hardworking, who will do anything possible to make it happen for you, and somebody that you can trust with your first home or your second home, somebody that will take care of you and make sure that everything will be okay. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope that you found a lot of value in this video. If you did, I hope that you can share it with somebody who's thinking about buying a home. I'm here to help you. If you guys have questions, if you need any more information, if there was something that I went through too quickly, if there's something that I missed, I just went off the top of my head here, so forgive me if there's something that I passed up or if there's something that I didn't say. I'm here to answer any questions. You can call me directly. My phone number is 602-918-4013. And if you need anything, call me, text me, email me. All of my contact information is down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video valuable and helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Please share it. And if you're new here, please subscribe because we have more content coming your way. Once again, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Your support means a lot to me. I hope that you have a great day and take care.